Hello!
You are not the first to pass this way.
Foolish mortals.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, and thank you for listening to the experimental podcast communication of Tomfoolery.
We call it EPCOT.
I'm Lizzy.
I'm Lacey.
And I'm Lew.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going awesome. How are you?
Good. Lew?
I am doing very well.
Yay!
Exciting.
It is very exciting. I'm excited to be doing this again.
Me too.
All right. So should we go into our first segment?
Yes.
I believe so.
All right. This segment is called This Week in Disney News. In this segment, we scour the internet for the latest Disney news.
Pecos Bill's Cafe has gone down for a short refurbishment, and it's going to be opening on October 1st with a new menu. Instead of their usual fare of barbecue pork sandwiches, burgers, and short ribs, they will now be offering selections like fajitas, burritos, and rice bowls. So R.I.P. Toppings Bar.
Disney execs announced this week that the Disneyland Railroad, Tom Sawyer Island, Fantasmic, the Mark Twain Riverboat, the sailing ship Columbia, and the Davy Crockett Canoes will all be closed for at least a year during the Star Wars land construction. No official closure date has been announced.
Summit, Plummet, and Slush Gusher will remain closed for the rest of the Blizzard Beach season. Both slides have been plagued with technical problems for most of the summer, closing briefly in late May and again on September 18th, when the entire park closed due to technical difficulties with the two signature slides. Blizzard Beach will close for its annual refurbishment on October 4th, a few weeks earlier than the originally scheduled October 25th start date, and is currently slated for a January 3rd, 2016 opening.
The Disneyland Resort recently announced the end date for the Diamond Celebration. The Paint the Night Parade, Disneyland Forever fireworks show, and World of Color celebrate the wonderful world of Walt Disney, as well as merchandise and the sparkly Sleeping Beauty Castle will all be around until September 8th, 2016. So you've got an entire year to check it out, and I recommend you do so.
Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World reopened this week after an extended refurbishment. Guests can expect updated costumes on all of the audio animatronics, some new enhanced audio animatronics with smoother motion, enhanced lighting throughout the attraction, and a softer drop with less of an abrupt stop at the bottom of the hill. Stay tuned for What Lizzy Did This Week, with Lizzy talking about her experience on the refurbished attraction.
As of today, Downtown Disney is officially Disney Springs. Signage has been changed to reflect the new branding.
And that's the news.
This next segment we're going to go ahead and call Recipe Review. And it's mostly about how Lew and I are stuck in the Midwest. How annoying is it when you want to swing by your favorite Disney restaurant, but then you remember you are miles and miles away from any Disney park? This is a daily struggle for Lew and Lacey because we can't all be as lucky as Lizzy. Luckily, there are copycat recipes out there. But are they any good? In this segment, we are going to try out copycat recipes and try and compare them to the real thing. This week, we are trying a copycat recipe from Cellier, the cheddar cheese soup. So, of course, people who are familiar with the awesome cheddar cheese soup at Cellier would know that it's just basically your standard cheddar cheese soup. It's got bacon, it's got onion, it has celery, and cheese, of course, and beer. We actually used a beer from a local brewery in St. Louis. Shout out to Four Hands. We used their American ale. It's supposed to be a Canadian ale, but we could not find one at the grocery store. So here we go. It's actually really good. Lew?
That's rich. That's good.
It is pretty good.
It smells like Canada.
It does.
It smells like Canada. Man, you guys are making me hungry.
Well, you can just go to Cellier if you want a cup of your cheese soup.
It's true, and actually right now I could just stop on by Food and Wine Festival
Exactly.
and get a
So
little cup.
I kind of don't want to hear it from you.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I would say the only thing missing is the pretzel.
Yes.
The pretzel that comes with
The
it,
pretzel
right?
bread. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'd say it's pretty close.
Yeah, I would say that if you have a hankering for Le Cellier's cheddar cheese soup, this is a good copycat recipe.
It really is.
It wasn't difficult to make. Not that I made it. Lacey made it. But I watched her.
And it looked easy.
And it looked
it really
easy.
is. It really was not that bad to make. It only took me about an hour. That's including chopping up the onion and kind of chopping up all the ingredients because I like to have them all sectioned out beforehand so I can just throw them in without stopping and stirring because, of course, you have to continue to stir during the whole process. But yeah, it was definitely worth the hour of my life. I'm really enjoying this.
The only thing missing is chives.
It's very good. The only thing missing is Lizzy. All right. I would give it, let's see. I'd give it a solid 4 EPCOT, or spaceship. I would give it a solid 4 Spaceship Earths.
What scale are you using there?
It's a scale of 1 to 5 Spaceship Earths.
Okay. That sounds excellent.
It's like a star, but with more Dame Judi Dench.
And more thinking of the Phoenicians.
Exactly. What do you think, Lou?
I would give it a 4 also.
It's definitely good. Speaking of things that Lizzy gets to do that we do not, we're going to go into our next segment, which is called What Did Lizzy Did This Week? Because Lizzy's life is cooler than ours. What were you up to this week?
I did a few things here around the Central Florida area. First thing, I had a lunch at Olivia's Cafe. Olivia's Cafe is located in the Saratoga. No, it's not. Olivia's Cafe is located at Old Key West Resort. It's a really cute little place to go have lunch or dinner. Or the breakfast is good too. And I had a black bean burger, and I had cheese and peppers on it, and I would definitely recommend it. It's very good. It's a go-to spot. I go there a lot because it's easy to get reservations for the most part because it's not really a destination restaurant, but that's okay. It's very good. I've never had a bad meal there. So,
and I'm sorry, I was too involved in my soup. Did you say you had lunch there or dinner?
I had lunch there, and I had a black bean burger for lunch.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we had Olivia's Cafe for dinner a few trips ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that was a lot of fun because it was easy to get a reservation. We were able to color, which adult coloring is in now. And the food was really good. I remember it was just sort of like an American style dinner.
I remember really liking our server there as well.
I was going to say the same thing. We had a really great cast member serving us.
One of the really cool things about Olivia's is all of the photos that are all over the walls of DVC members, and a lot of them are...
Oh, yeah!
That's right.
A lot of family vacation photos and such, and so there's a lot of cool, like, vintagey looking photos that are hung all over the walls. So, I mean, I could just spend, like, a huge chunk of time just looking all over the walls at all the different photos because it's really cool.
I think I went to the bathroom and to wash my hands, and I was gone for probably 10 minutes because I was looking at all of the pictures.
We got a little worried about Lou when she didn't come back from, well, the Lou.
Excellent. Excellent.
Hashtag lame joke.
Hashtag lame joke.
All right. What else did you get to do this week?
Well, actually, just today, I ended up going to ride the new Pirates of the Caribbean that was just recently reopened because I wanted to check out what's new and fun and exciting in that ride. And,
so, what'd you see?
What did I see? Well, the first thing that is of notice is they took the mermaid projections out of the beginning of it.
Now, I've read about these mermaid projections, and I have ridden the ride several times since they put that effect in, and I honestly was like, mermaid projections?
I
like,
didn't know it existed.
I didn't either, and I totally I totally was like, well, I remember seeing like the bubbles, and I remember seeing like light, but I didn't realize I was supposed to be seeing a mermaid.
Yeah, that's probably why they took it out. It didn't translate very well.
It did not.
Yeah, bubbles and a light is pretty much all that there was. I could have sworn that when it first opened, there was some sort of tail floppage or something, like a little flop coming out of the water that was supposed to represent the tail. I don't know if that was just my imagination or what, but yeah, it wasn't a very good effect. They did keep the mermaids. No, they did keep the mermaid skeleton, and the song still plays. Okay.
Which I like.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely fine. It's just don't tell me there's a mermaid projection when you've got bubbles and lights. It does not equal mermaid. Bubbles and lights a mermaid does not make.
So, and then of course you go down the drop, and it was noticeably not as jarring.
Really?
What was interesting is that once you went down the little drop, it's like you just kept going instead of like a sudden like kind of stoppage.
Interesting. So is the drop itself as like, I don't know how to say it, like a stomach dropping as it always was?
I don't think that they necessarily changed the height or the incline of the drop. Mm-hmm. I don't know for sure, but I do. I did realize that, like, when you go down like Splash Mountain, or formerly when you go down Pirates, when you hit the bottom, it's almost like that water kind of acts as a brake, right? Mm-hmm. And kind of breaks you. But I don't know how they did it or what they did to change it. But now you just keep sliding right on, like almost like it feels like you're skidding across the water.
Interesting.
Yeah. But what's interesting is you're going so fast at that point that it almost like jars the boat a little bit. So it still kind of felt rough to me just because of that aspect of it. But
mm-hmm. So do you like, in my head, of course, because I have a very active imagination, do you just like fly into that first scene and you're like, oh, there we go? Like,
no, I mean, you're kind of sliding, but like it stops before you actually enter the first room with the boats and the battle and everything. So,
all right.
Well. Yeah. And well, speaking of that first scene, Captain Barbossa has a new outfit on. It looks really cool. He's got a nice hat and everything. So I know it's from one of the other Pirates movies. I'm not sure exactly which one it's from, but he's got a new costume, so he looks really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Overall, it just looks refreshed. You can definitely tell that some of the pirates got some new outfits, and there's new. I believe there's new lighting because some of the scenes it just looks fresher and cleaner, and it just looks really good throughout. I couldn't speak to exactly tiny little details that were changed. Some of the pirates' races were changed. They got a little darker. I noticed that one of the pirates where they're Duncan Carlos. Mm-hmm. Don't tell him, Carlos. Don't be cheeking. He's a little darker now. One of those guys, and then also one of the women that's chasing the pirates where they're chasing them is now a African American woman. So,
well, they are in the Caribbean, so I guess that's not too far of a stretch.
No, it obviously makes sense, but it's, you can tell that they made an effort to put some diversity in there. Yeah. So, and it's something that you would only notice if you've been on the ride like a zillion times, and they're like, wow, that pirate's got a new hat, and you know, feel like extremely dorky, you know. I did notice that the fat lady being auctioned, she's got a new outfit on.
Oh,
good for her.
She deserves a new nice outfit. We've
Yeah,
been making fun
she
of
got
her
nice.
for how long now? She deserves it.
And well, the redhead, of course, got a new outfit as well, but
Is it?
you know, whatever.
Is it the same
What you gonna do?
basic
Oh.
outfit? Oh,
Yeah, it's the same concept. It's just, oh, I'm sorry, I just got really excited because I remembered another big change that I had noticed was that the dog in the jail scene is different.
It's
It looks
different.
It looks more like the movie dog.
Oh, interesting.
And then other than that, I believe that's all the changes to the ride. I rode it twice in a row. The first time it said that the wait was 45 minutes,
Ooh.
and I got on and I waited a total of 8.
Oops.
A total of 8, yeah. So, and then by the time I got off of there, my fast pass was ready that I had, so I wrote it again. And the first time I wrote it in the battle scene, I got blasted in the face with the air cannon really hard twice.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't like that.
I know, it kind of freaks me out. And then the next time I didn't get hit at all, so it's kind of a hit or miss, quite literally.
But
So, yeah, that's basically it about Pirates. I was really excited that they made some well-needed changes and sprucing up. So,
I can't wait to write it. That sounds awesome. What else did you do this week?
well, I think my favorite thing that I've done this week is I got to go to Universal Studios to see Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, no, thank you.
No? What about you, Lou? Sound fun? You want to come with me?
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, I like that kind of stuff. I like Halloween, and it's not so much that I am actually like scared when I do these things. I'm more of like the atmosphere of the whole thing. When you go to Halloween Horror Nights, they have all these different houses that you can go through, and they're all themed excellently to different movies. Some of them are movies or TV shows. They could be an established urban legend, or it could be a completely like original idea. So this year there are 9 houses to go through, and
That's more than I'd ever go to.
and 5 scare zones.
Oh, I will avoid those like the plague.
Well, it's kind of hard to avoid those because in order to get from one place of the park to the other, you have to go through them.
I would just stand still.
Yeah, no, I would either that or I would do everything at a dead sprint. Do not touch me.
So yeah, the atmosphere is just amazing. The theming is just spot on, excellent. The characters is what they call them. I'll really, really get into their roles, and it's just an amazing time. It's fun to sit. I actually sat back. My friend that I went with, he had to go to the bathroom and go do a couple things. So I literally sat and just watched them scaring people for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and it was just fun to watch. I don't know. That's where I get my kick. Like, I just walked through that stuff just smiling. Like, this is so cool. This is amazing. I love this. I don't know. But I ended up getting a frequent fear pass, which means I can go back like several times. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of took our time and only did 3 houses that night. We did one themed from American Werewolf in London. We did a Freddy versus Jason house, and then we did a house based on the movie Insidious. And that one, the Insidious one, actually got me a little anxious. I was feeling a little anxiety in that one.
Really?
Yeah. There's this one hallway where you go down, and it's like stretchy cloth on either side, and like hands reach into the cloth, like out to you. That was the part that was really creeping me out. At that point, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of this one.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I think that's what impressed me the most about that one, is because it's so hard to actually like scare me and make me like feel actual fear that one like actually got me going. So I think that's why I liked that one the best for sure. The other ones are just fun with their theming.
I think the only way that I would enjoy myself at Halloween Horror Nights is if I were a character.
It's got to be a fun gig.
I feel like I would be the most awkward character ever. I'd be like,
absolutely.
"Oh, hi guys," and I'd be like, "That's not supposed to be."
I'd be the comic relief for everyone who's so scared.
That's
the only way I would enjoy myself.
Are you guys having fun? Oh, sorry. Duh, you're supposed to be afraid of me. I feel like that's how it would go for me.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'd hire you then, because you have to actually have to put some effort into scaring people. You can't just like walk around. I feel bad though, like when they try to scare me and I just like look at them like, cool. Because I feel like I'm like, no, you did a really great job, I promise. It's
that was scary.
I just don't get scared. I don't know. So, but we'll see if I change my tune after I do another one of the houses. I went last year, and there was one house. I think it was the Alien versus Predator house. I can't remember, but we actually had
make that noise at everything you talk about. There
was actually a part where you kind of had to like duck down and not really crawl, but like it was the top of it was really low, so that kind of got me going a little bit too, because I'm okay with walking upright, but when you kind of have to like duck through a hallway, that kind of freaks me out a little bit. So there's a couple things that get me going every once in a while, but for the most part I just have a really good time and just enjoy taking it all in and just having fun with friends and things like that. It's just a really cool time.
Well, good. I am glad that you had fun.
But don't worry, I won't take you there. We'll stick with Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
I would absolutely prefer that.
Yes, I still need to see the parade and the headless horseman.
That's true. Lew, so we went down for Halloween last year, and it rained the entire time. We had an epic costume, which included the friend that Lizzy went to Halloween Horror Nights with, and it was going to be so good, and then it just rained the entire time, and the parade and the riding of the Headless Horseman was canceled for the evening. But we got a lot of candy.
And that's the best part of the whole thing.
Really is.
is the parade. And the fireworks are cool. At least we got to see the fireworks.
We did get to see the fireworks. So that's cool. All right. I think that just about wraps it up for tonight. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the experimental podcast communication of Tomfoolery.
Banter about how much fun it was.
We love having fun.
It was definitely a good time. I'm really enjoying these, and I hope that comes across to others that happen to be listening.
Please like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at the EPCOT. And I know Lizzy has been sharing lots of her adventures on Instagram.
That's true.
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/the EPCOT. Also, don't forget to check us out on Periscope at the EPCOT too. I know Lizzy has also been sharing some of her adventures on Periscope as well. So, until next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
I gotta know.